I think I want to hear it. If you have a look at my QRZ.com page, you'll find the email link there, over.
Yeah, no problem. I'll take care of that. Okay, just to tell you, the antenna is a 10-element 5-bander. It's not a big looking antenna, but on this band it's a Moxon, and it's about 14 meters above the ground. Over.
Oh, roger. Okay, well, it's doing a good job, that's for sure. I mostly make all my antennas, except for the one I'm using now, the tri-bander, but I've pretty much got, I've recently just put up a 40-metre dipole. I don't use 40 metres very much, but when I do, it's nice to have a resonant antenna. I also, for SC8 and everything, through an Icon 7100, I have a random wire, with a 9-to-1 balun, and that works really well on all bands from 40 to 10. But I am going to, because I've got the room for it, I'm going to put together a full wave loop for 80 metres, so basically 80 metres of wire up in the air, and probably fed with a 4-to-1 balun and a counterpoise of some kind, most likely. I'll have to test it. And that will be a good antenna for 80, but a good backup for other bands too, and also a good receive antenna, as I like to do a bit of shortwave listening when I can, on the old FRG7, would you believe? So, that's what we do, isn't it? We like to experiment there, John. Ocean November 8 Echo India, VK7 Alpha Charlie Echo.
Yeah, Roger, and you're still a fine 5'8" with me. And memories of the F4G7. I was a young guy, and I started like you, Dave. I started off in the late 70s with the single band operation, and one of my friends' brother, he was an amateur radio operator, and when he was at work, we'd go to his bedroom. He didn't know this, but we'd go to his bedroom and listen on the F4G7. Over.
Great story. Yeah, well, it's a sentimental radio for me. The first radio that I ever received, was the FRG7, and back then in the 70s, I got my start on 11 metres, as many hands did, and progressed through that, and then sort of came and went from radio, wasn't on radio for the full time. I was QRC from 1995 until May last year, so we all do tend to come back to the hobby in some way or another. But I have been able to get a couple of the old radios that I used to have back in the old days. I've got a 101 Zulu Delta sitting on the bench here that I fire up every now and then. I've got the matching tuner and speaker as well. It's nice to have a couple of radios to help with the reminiscing there, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, about a half a meter, even less, sitting with me is a 101 ZD Mark III. Now that was a dream radio when I was 15 years of age, but I moved about 3 years ago into the software defined radios. And I have to say, once you move to those radios and you like them, it's very hard to listen to normal type of radios, Dave. Over.
Yeah, I don't doubt it there, John. I'm still currently enjoying having lots of knobs and buttons and controls. But having said that, I've got an Icon IC7100, which is a good portable radio. I mostly use that for 6 metres and for some digital modes as well. But I do like to have the old radios. I've had most of them over the years. At one stage had the 101E and all the bits and pieces that you can have with it. And I wish I'd have kept that. I really do. Still had the plastic on it. I still intend to get hold of one day, just for old time's sake. But I've got to sell more woodwork to be able to afford more radios. Anyway, mate, I'm going to wander out and exercise minutes and then come back. So I might say 73. I really enjoyed speaking to you, John. And I put in my comment that you're a lovely guy. So you're in the lovely guy club. I hope we can have another chat again soon. I'll put it back to you for the final. Ocean November 8 Echo India, VK7ACE VK3KV.
Yeah, Roger, well, really great speaking with you. And of course, you're a lovely guy as well. And I think it's the first time that I have heard you. And just one final quick break on this one. I take it the roof, that's a steel roof, over?
Yeah, the shed is a steel roof. It's a suspended ceiling in the shack, so it's a timber roof, and then that's all within the big shed. The shed is 16 metres by 16 metres, and it's all metal, so I have lots of earthing options, over.
Yeah, Roger, well, I know a guy, and I'm going to send your call sign to him. He's a VK3KV, Greg, and he also has a shed, but looking at your one, that's something that he could aim for, but I'm not sure if he's as inclined as you with the woodworking, Greg, over, or even Dave, over.
Yeah, okay, yeah, feel free to, that's for sure. I do like working with beautiful timbers, and I sell a bit when I can in a couple of markets or what have you, and a little bit of retail, but I still have a job as well. I haven't retired yet. I've got a couple of years off retirement, so yeah, there's a few different diverse hobbies there, John, over.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, well, I'll let you go, but anyway, nice speaking with you. I look forward to further conversations in the future. I think we've got a few things in common. I'll send you that video in the next few minutes. So VK7ACE, which is a lovely call sign, Oscar November 8 Echo India. Bye-bye from Belgium, Dave, over.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it very much, and I appreciate you sending the video through too. And I'll figure out whether there's some improvement needed. Best 73, mate. Look forward to catching you again. Have a great weekend. Ocean Nancy 8 Echo India, VK7 Alpha Charlie Echo. Bye for now.
Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you, Dave. Bye-bye.
VK3 Kilo Victor, John.
Yeah, Dave, may I use this frequency, over? Well, I think that sounds like a yes. Good morning, good evening, Greg, over.
Yours, over.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dave, over. Yeah, go ahead, Greg. And that was Dave in Tasmania, Greg, over.
No, just bleeding in on the frequency, but I can hear you fine there, John. Good to hear you, mate. I just came out to shut down, actually. I've got to shut down. I'm on cooking duty tonight. So I just came out to go and do a few things and get a few things ready. I thought I'd just say g'day. I heard you there. I heard that distinctive voice, and I thought I'd better say g'day. ON8EI, VK3 Kilo Victor, over.
Yeah, Roger, good morning, good evening to you, Greg. VK3KV, ON8EI. Yeah, you're 5 and 7, and the squeaky voice is still squeaking. And that was Dave down in Tasmania. And he also has his shack in his steel workshop, over.
That's where all the good ones are, because you can do all the other projects at the same time, John. I think that's the way. Yeah, I've been listening for quite a bit. It was being very crowded on the bands with not really super strong signals today, but there's been a lot of QRM, a lot of stations on. So I left a bit earlier, and I had some RF problems with with shutting down the feeders. Anyway, I put a ground on the computer and it fixed it. So I've just been doing a bit of playing around, but I just came out to shut everything down and go back inside. That's 2 metres bleeding through there, if you heard that. But apart from that, I've just been doing a few audio adjustments and trying to get the audio coming through pretty nice. Maybe you can let me know how the audio is sounding to you. I hope it's sounding all right. Apart from that, mate, a very strange day today. It was cool and then quite sunny and beautiful sunset now. Beautiful sunset and the wind's dropped off, so it's pretty pleasant. and it got up to 20 degrees Celsius today, which was very good for autumn. Off to November 8, Echo India, VK3 Kilo Victor Over.
Yeah, Roger, on that, Greg, sounds all good. Just out of curiosity, I'm not sure if we spoke about this before. Did you ever hear of the all-star mode? Over.
Yeah, two of my friends are very much into it. A few of my friends are into it. I've been staying away from digital modes as much as possible, but I can understand where all-star seems to be the best of the best, I think, because it's you're still using analog radios into it, and you can use any format, and then you can come out on anywhere in the world. So yeah, a friend of mine's well and truly into it, so I can ask him about it. Over.
Yeah, Roger, and just out of curiosity, what is his call sign? Over.
Victor Kilo 3 Alpha Whiskey Alpha VK3AWA. His name is Daryl, and he's about 45 kilometres from me across the other side of the lake. Over.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because I don't know if you know how it works, but well, you have a node, so it's just like a little repeater, and you can call in if you see someone, you can give in their number, and sometimes you can get into them, sometimes you can't, and some people leave them on all the time, others don't. But they are really nice. And the audio is just super. I tried the other ones, but especially that DMR with that kind of Dalek type audio. I never, and they were also, some of them were really difficult to set up, and you had to have a computer on and the whole lot. But All Star, in my opinion, is king. Over.
I believe it's the best of the best of all of them. It's the best way out of it. There's no doubt about it. Like Star and all the other ones, they're going to drop off big time in Australia because Icon is taking all the dealerships out of it. So you've got to buy directly from Icon, so there'll be no discounts anymore. So I think D-Star will drop off. It's already dropped off a lot, but I think it's going to drop off even further. And I don't know. From what I'm hearing, a lot of people are not using the DMR and all that. It's just gone dead quiet. There's people all connected, but no one's talking. So I'm not sure what the go is with that, John. I'm not sure. But yeah, Daryl's on all the time. He's on All Star all the time. He's connecting up with some major groups in England and in Europe and also in America. He gets joined up with quite a few people in all those things. So I'll look at it one day, but I don't want to excite him too much. He keeps trying to push it on me all the time, and I've always stayed away. I'm always playing on HF, and I really enjoy the HF side. So yeah. The audio is a lot better on All Star, where the others, from what I've heard, are just terrible. I've heard D-Star many years ago, but it was just woeful, absolutely terrible. So I stayed well away from it, John. But anyway, yeah, if you get onto it, you hear Daryl, he's on quite a bit, VK3AWA. Say good day to him for he's a good bloke. He's not too far away from me. ON8EI, VK3 Kilo Victor Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I have a good... it's not... I don't want to... sell you the idea, and I suppose Daryl is forever selling you the idea, but you can get up and running for very little money. You could actually probably maybe $100, and you just have your little handheld and the little node. But anyway, that's for another day. But it is, when I heard it about 3 or 4 years ago, and I had tried the other ones, I said, this is the one for me. So it's terrific. Now, you sometimes have groups. So you'd have a group. There's one, the most popular one in the UK. There's not much in Europe, but there's one in the UK, and it's called the Hub. I've just tried to some sort of a hub, and you can see there's probably about about 150 people tuned in. Now, what you can do with that, you can make contact and then you can QSY to another node. The hub is okay for listening. The only problem is there's a lot going on, and sometimes people call in with the DMR audio. But I have mine. It's always on, and I speak with a guy in the States, and we work from time to time to each other. And then there's guys in Ireland that I speak to. But anyway, something to think about in the future. Now, here's another thing, Greg. Have a look at Dave's his well, I was going to call it a studio, but have a look at his Radio Shack, VK7 Alpha Charlie Echo. So he's a woodworker. You can see it. Over.
Oh, QSL. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. Yeah, no worries at all. I'll go and have a look. Yeah, I'll have a look at some of that other stuff. I just haven't bothered with too much of the digital modes. I've seen them come and go so many times, which has been very disappointing with some of them. But I think that one's a lot better for that reason. Now I'm just looking, going to bring up this call sign now. I should be able to talk to him on 2 meters when the band's open. But so he wasn't. I don't before. Just trying to see where he's located in Tasmania. Looks like he likes Pink Floyd too by his t-shirt there. Pink Floyd music, you can't go wrong with that. And so I'm just looking through his QRZ page now and his chat. And he's got ham clock as well. I've got ham clock as well. It's very good. I'm happy with that. Oh yeah, his chat. Yeah, it's a little bit more finished off than mine. He's got his map of Tassie there. One guy's playing. I'll have to find out roughly where he is. Let me I'll bring up his details so that it shows me how he is. Oh, okay. I've got to log in. Alright. Keeps logging me out this QRZ page and it does my head in because I keep. It normally used to save to the computer and say logged in, but now it wants to kick me off all the time, which is a bit of a pain. But anyway, I'll see if I can bring it Dave again there. But I should be able to talk to him via Suplex on 2 meters. If he's not there, Hobart, he's up like somewhere on the north coast. Trying to see where he is. Longford, I think it is. Oh, that's in Victoria. I think he's got his old details. I'll have to find out from where he is located later on there, trying to and see because I talk into Tasmania quite a bit on 2 meters when the conditions are open. Anyway, we'll see what happens from that. Yeah, so apart from that, mate, we've just been playing with the radio bit and the audio bit. How does the audio sound, John? How's the audio sounding, over?
Yeah, the audio sounds great and punching through very nicely. Yeah, he's south of Lawson. Well, I have no idea how to pronounce it, but just he's south of Launceston. Over.
Oh, sure, so he's south of Launceston. Yep, no worries. Yep. Well, I should be able to talk to him because there's a repeater network in Launceston, which is VK7RAA, VK7RAA, and I can get into that quite frequently when the dam's open. It's been a little bit quiet the last few weeks, but normally it's open. I'll just try again now. Just bear with me. No, nothing happening at the moment. I'm listening to the repeater. I can't get in at the moment, but normally we can get in, but this bit of a cold front thing was this cold shell weather coming down New South Wales, which is flooding in New South Wales has affected all our radio communications in Tasmania as well. I'll have to try and have a chat to him. I've heard him on air before. I I've heard him a couple of times on 40 metres, I think. Like on 20 metres, he's pretty faint to me, unless it's really short conditions. But most of the time on 20 metres, I can only hear him back scatter, and that's about it. But anyway, it's all good. Yeah, so that's what we've been up to. Just been playing with the different stuff and just put the extra grounding cable on the computer and seemed to resolve the problem I had. The problem for ages, and all of a sudden today, it just kicked me off the air about 3 times, just shut down. So that was frustrating. I moved a couple of cables, and that's what happens. You move a couple of cables, and all of a sudden you create a problem. Anyway, I've got it all well grounded and well ferrited, and I put an extra couple on today and put the extra ground wire on, and that's fine. Hitting goals again. Anyway, what are you up to today, mate? I wonder what you've got going. I'm going to get in there and peel some potatoes shortly for some dinner. We've got some other food cooking, and I've been told to peel potatoes and get them ready. So I better make it fairly short, John, and I better get back inside. ON8EI VK3 Kilo Victor.
Yeah, Roger on that, Greg. No, nothing special. I'll wait for the call for the scrambled eggs. So I'll stay in the shack till then, and then outside just doing a little bit of tidying up. So I haven't been outside. It's bright at the moment, but I believe some rain is expected. No, nothing special to do. But just out of curiosity, tell me the repeater that you looked at or even called on. Over.
You know, I just missed. I'm getting a bit of static coming through, electrical static, and I missed that question. What was that question, John? Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. What is the repeater that you can access? Over.
VK7RAA. VK7 Radio Alpha Alpha. VK7RAA. It's a networked repeater, and it goes from. It goes right across the top of Tasmania and also right down towards Hobart. It's a lot of repeaters are linked. He might be in Longford, which is just south west of Launceston. I saw Longford on his information, but I thought it was Longford, Victoria, but it might be Longford in Launceston. So yeah, I should be able to get to him. On the VK7RAA repeater, or if he's got a big antenna up to 2 metres, I may be able to get to him direct when conditions are good. I'm just looking on his map in Launceston, Longford. I think that's what was on his QRZ page. So that's a little bit just southwest of Launceston, which is a horrible name to say, isn't it? Anyway, mate. Yeah, I can see his detail, and I saw he's got a bit of a map on his QRZ page, but I'm just going to shrink it down a bit so I can see where he is. Yeah, so he's in Longford, just southwest of Launceston, so I know where he is now, mate. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Now, just out of curiosity, can you get into Hobart on 2 metres? Over.
Can I get into what on 2 metres? Go ahead.
Yeah, Hobart. Can you get into Hobart on 2 metres? Over.
Via the VK7RAA repeater network I can, but there's not some repeaters in Hobart linked to it. So I can get to VK right into Hobart, but they've got to get onto a different repeater which links into that repeater. Yeah, I've spoken mainly right across the top of Tasmania. I've spoken from Ulverston, Burnie, Launceston, all those sorts of regions, right across the top of Tasmania pretty easily. Hobart gets a little bit challenging. Hobart, there's a big mountain there called Mount Wellington, and it's very high in Hobart. And depending on what side of that mountain you're on, whether or not you can get into the repeaters to get access or not, you know, it really does depend. But Tasmania normally, through the summer months and through normally most every few weeks of the year I normally can get through loud and clear for them, but just not at the moment. Conditions aren't allowing it. But the guys I talk to call me a local because I'm on very frequently talking to them. So it's about a distance of about 550 kilometres. About 550 kilometres. A pretty good distance on 2 metres FM, John, isn't it?
Yeah, Roger. And do you know VK7 Romeo Alpha Delta? VK7 Romeo Alpha Delta, that repeater, over?
No, I've never spoken to him. See, if he's active on 20 metres and that, I won't hear him. But if he's active on 40 metres, I will. But he's probably active on the higher frequency bands and he's too close but too far away, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, that's a repeater. It's a repeater in Hobart, over.
I haven't heard it. I'll have to have a look around VK7 Romeo